My name is Anjalee Hutchinson, and this is Mark Hutchinson, and today we're going to lead the service for Diwali. Today we celebrate the traditional Hindu holiday Diwali, the Festival of Lights, which actually begins this coming Thursday and lasts for 5 days. Depending on where you are in the world or in India, it can be correctly pronounced Deepavali, Diwali, Diwali.
Diwali.
So feel free, you're going to hear people say it in different ways, and it's okay no matter how you want to say it. And just think of it as a local dialect, so you can't mispronounce it. Today I'm going to say Diwali because I was raised in a Marathi household, and in Maharashtra they pronounce it Diwali. So that's what I'll be saying today. Just like the Hindu pantheon has many names for the same god, so too does the Hindu religion have many names for this same holiday. Great. So now I'll begin with some opening words. Let's begin with a traditional Diwali greeting. I will read the traditional Diwali part, and Hutch will read some more contemporary Diwali greetings. We wish you all a mouthful of sweets,
Children who don't talk back.
a sky full of fireworks,
A relaxing sunset with a glass of wine in your hand.
a house full of lamps,
A house full of energy-efficient light bulbs that are turned off when they're not in use.
a heart full of warm childhood memories,
A heart full of warm memories from across the years.
We had a friend of ours named Sangeeta Michael who was going to come and sing some traditional Hindu bhajans for us today, but Sangeeta at the last minute couldn't make it. But we have our brilliant teaching assistant, Noah Fram, who 9:30 at night, last night, said that he could do this for us, so he'll be playing the piano. So thank you, Noah. Yay.
I have no idea what this is going.
We'll now do the chalice lighting. And today we have a special chalice lighting because we're also lighting some traditional diyas that I brought in, which are oil lamps. And today the oil is a mix of ghee, which is traditional butter, and coconut oil from India. We light this diya. Oh, should we do it together? Here we go. In unison. We light this diya to be reminded of the truth in love and light, which will always be rekindled no matter how dark the night may seem. Growing up as a first-generation South Asian American, many of my mother and father's religious holidays did not hold the same resonance for them as they did for me. For them, religious festivals in India meant days or a week off from school, family that lived close by and would come over for delicious dinners wearing brightly colored saris and glass bangles and all their wedding gold in their hair, on their ears, on their noses and toes. It meant huge gatherings in the middle of town where children and adults would enjoy music and dance, parades and fireworks and theater. When my parents came to America, they were sadly disappointed in how Hindu religious holidays were observed here, particularly Diwali, the biggest of the Hindu holidays. No week off from school, no huge outdoor gatherings, no fireworks. If they wanted to celebrate, they'd have to take matters into their own hands, and they did. Although I was never allowed to take a week off or even a day off of school from Diwali, my mother performed pujas, at-home ceremonies with incense, oil lamps, and prayer, and she performed them daily for 5 days. One Saturday night every October, our family would gather with other Indian families in the tiny Hindu temple in Metro Detroit to celebrate what I could only explain to my American friends as Indian Christmas. The temple was small and decorated in twinkle lights, with a few rangori chalk patterns in the front of the door. Our aunties and uncles, other Indian families that our family had befriended in Detroit, had taught us dances and songs we had practiced for weeks just for that night. We didn't know what we were singing. We didn't know what the dances symbolized, but we were excited to perform because we knew they were pretty and we knew they meant something to our parents, something important, something that Diwali was all about. And our parents loved the programs. They loved us in traditional dress. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good. That's fine. Our parents loved the programs. They loved us in our traditional dress. They loved us reminding them of what they once had, what was still important. But it wasn't exactly the same kind of important to us, the kids that were born here. The Diwali fireworks were not like the 4th of July. Thank you. That's great. The twinkle lights on the temple weren't all over the neighborhood like on Christmas, and the sweets we ate during the celebration were Indian sweets, either tasting of roses or honey, both of which were a far cry from candy corn at Halloween or chocolate eggs at Easter. We weren't Christian, but we celebrated most American holidays to fit in. Although sometimes I thought my parents mixed it up in bad ways. Turkey should not be a curry on Thanksgiving. It's bad. It's not good. I knew that Diwali was the Hindu New Year, the celebration of lights where oil lamps called diwas decorate altars and windows, lanterns are strung across city streets, and fireworks go off in honor of the story of Ram and Sita and their return to the city of Ayodhya. I had heard of the Ramayana growing up, in passing, in religious comic books, in serials on Indian TV. But I didn't make the connection about Diwali. Why this big celebration? Hindu religious texts are full of stories about gods and goddesses battling demons, good overcoming evil. But why was this one battle so important to people? In Hinduism, there are 4 paths to nirvana, or being released back into God. The paths are karma, or right action, yoga, or right body, bhakti, which is complete faith, and jnana, which is complete knowledge. My mother was, and still is, on the path of bhakti, or love. When I asked her questions about why Diwali growing up, her answers were, I'm not really sure, or because that's what we've always done. My mother's path to God is through faith alone, and it is a commendable path, but I have always been on a different path, the path of knowledge. I needed to know why. As I grew, I did a lot of reading, both in India and at home, and I asked many friends and relatives along the way, why this battle? Why this fight between Rama and Ravana? What was so important that we needed to remind ourselves of it every year? And what I learned was that it was not really the fight at all. And the funny thing is, I didn't learn that in India or even in a Hindu temple. I learned that in a UU church. Some of you may know that both Hutch and I were married before. I was married to a kind but conservative South Asian American businessman. I was somewhat young and felt pressured to marry someone in my culture. And I believed that our culture would be enough, even though our politics, our beliefs, and our fundamental values were different. My mother told me that's what all marriage is like. Although I cared deeply for this man, Kush's father, having different core values was something we could not overcome as a couple, and we separated. People took sides against me and my parents. Although Kush's father and I ended our marriage amiably, many of the families I grew up with turned their backs on me, and I was no longer welcome at our functions, gatherings, or at Diwali. This was when I first attended a UU church in Syracuse, New York. A reverend by the name of David S. Blanchard was giving the sermon, and I was mesmerized by his articulation of the things that I had known but never understood. In one sermon, he spoke about the idea of home. This is what he said. Most of us know something about spiritual transformation. We know the isolation of being lost and the feeling of wonder at being found. We each, in ways no one else may be able to notice, have passed through many dangers, toils, and snares. The grace that leads us home will take many forms and will present itself in the guise of experience we would never request. Grace just sneaks up on us and often steals away before we know it has happened. It was sometime after that sermon that I began to more deeply understand why Diwali is so important to my parents, why it was such an important part of the Hindu culture, and what it meant as a parable for the way we live our lives. I realized it was this idea of home. The grace that leads us home. Rama and Sita coming home, their paths lit by hundreds of oil lamps, welcoming the long-lost loved ones back to the land where they belonged. It is all of our journeys home, back to a place where we are no longer lost, where we are cherished, where we belong. But more than that, we are not just the travelers, we are the home. We are welcoming back those loved ones we have missed, those parts of ourselves that we have somehow lost track of, those traditions that remind us of who we are together. We are the homes, and we are welcoming the divine, welcoming grace back into our lives, one flickering oil lamp at a time. We are each other's homes. There is a beautiful mantra that encompasses both Hindu and Buddhist philosophies. It's called the Prajna Paramita, or the heart mantra. It is one line said in one breath. Gate gate para samgate bodhi swaha. It has many translations, but one of the most beautiful is gone, gone, gone beyond, altogether beyond, hail the traveler. The altogether means completely beyond what you ever expected, but it also means all of us going together. We are none of us traveling alone. We are all here to take each other home. That is what Diwali means to me. And if you can repeat after me, may you be happy. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be well. May your travels be marvelous adventures.
May your travels be marvelous adventures.
May you light the lamps.
May you light the lamps.
And may you see the lamps lit for you.
And may you see the lamps lit for you.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali.
In honor of the Festival of Lights, which starts this Thursday and continues for 5 days, here are a few traditional customs you can perform with your family or friends to celebrate Diwali.
1, buy jewelry or something with gold in it. The buying of jewelry and gold symbolizes the welcoming of the goddess of prosperity into your life.
Number 2, wear new clothes to symbolize the avatar of Vishnu as Rama, allowing yourself to become someone new, someone awaited.
3, clean your house. Prosperity rarely visits a dirty house.
Number 4, decorate your doorway artistically. In India, they adorn the doorways with colorful chalk designs, rangoli, but any sort of art welcomes divinity.
5, bake sweets, share sweets, eat sweets. There is a saying in India, Godi Godi Kai, oh no.
Gord gord khai, gord gord bole.
Very similar to what I was going to say. It's a dialect. Eat sweets and sweet words will come out of your mouth.
Number 6, play games. One of the stories is that the goddess of family and the god of destruction played dice on Diwali, symbolizing that much of our lives is ruled by chance. It is said that good luck comes to those who know it's all a game.
7, celebrate your siblings and your partners and let them know you love them. Diwali celebrates these special relationships as the building blocks of the family.
And number 8, burn the lamps, light the candles, and turn on all the lights. And then go outside of your house and look in. Enjoy the grace of your welcoming home. In unison to extinguish the chalice. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And now we will sing closing hymn number 118, This Little Light of Mine. Oh, stand up if you can, those who are willing and able.
Building up a